Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 7 of Less Platinum, Blasphemous. Alright, let's continue through the sleeping, or let's start through the sleeping canvases. Start the sleeping canvases. When you see these guys, try and perform Holy Wrath, and wait for them to sort of like pop out of the picture frame. So we're going to try that again. Now. I haven't mentioned it until now because it's been one of those things that like, I think I sort of started to realize at a certain point. But it was never, I was never sort of like completely clear on it. It seems like in order to get an execution, and you can't get one on every enemy, I think, you have to wait until they attack, and then time your counter attack while they're in the middle of one. This guy here, I don't know his name, but he can be destroyed fairly easily by doing what I did there and trying to watch him as he slams down his weapon, so make sure you do that. Okay, next, we want to drop down here. I want to try and get the attention of that painting, which is a sentence I don't think anyone's ever said. Then we'll acquire the sooty garlic, even more garlic for some reason, but yeah, sooty garlic. Dark bulb, covered in black dust. Its finding is an omen of good luck, since it only grows as the first fruit on burned ground. Fruit? I thought it was a vegetable. Anyway, it's probably one of those, like, you know, a banana is an herb or a berry or something like that. Since it only grows as the first fruit on burned ground. It is said to soothe many aches when used in a tisane, never seen that word before, although few dare to try it. And what could we do? A crowd of plain and profane healers, blind to the vague wills of the miracle. Pray, begging for its forgiveness? What would our sacrifice have to be for our prayers to be heard? At the mercy of the miracle was that young man, and at the mercy of the miracle were left the rest of us with him. Okay, I think that sort of connects to something a bit later. Give me a second to just figure out what we're doing. Yeah, okay, so we're going to fall to the very bottom, get the attention of this one, and then get the attention of this one, stay over here. Holy Wrath. Yeah, see, he did manage to get a swing on me, but I did manage to at least defeat him and get the bonus execution. Next, let's commune with this next corpse, number 11 of 26. It cannot be. I could have sworn the candle depicted in that painting was lit, and that the room gleamed. Could I be losing my mind? Actually not sure what that one refers to, either. There's a few that I don't know. Ignore the path to the right. We don't have quite what we need just yet, so instead let's go left, and we're going to navigate through this trap room. Hop. These guys, I didn't explain it before, but they basically take a hit, and then they sort of, you know, bow down a little bit. And careful, damn it. Oh, that's right, I know how to. Okay, they bow down a little bit, and then they'll wake up again. For this guy, I like to use Lorquiana. Come on, duck. Okay, there we go. It worked fairly well. I only took 2 hits. Hey. I don't even know why I'm bothering with these guys. I should have just kept going. Took extra damage that I didn't need to take there. Here's another corpse. Let's commune with this one as well. I am fearful. The little one stopped crying as soon as we placed him in the arms of that wicker woman, as if it were his mother. Sometimes I can't help but think there's something living in that wicker. Sometimes it seems to be rocking him in the darkness. Did I say the previous one was 12 or 11? I think I said 12 because that's what it says there, but anyway, this is number 13. Okay, so inside this tent there are a bunch of items, but we need a total of, I believe it's 22,999 Tears of Atonement to buy everything, so we don't need to worry about it just now. We're gonna come back very soon, so just remember, well, you don't need to remember, just keep following what I'm doing. But yeah, we're gonna come back. So for this, we wanna also navigate our way through. This one could be tricky. Hop, and now I'll slide. Whoa. Okay. Nice. Okay, now... Oh yeah, now this part sucks because I had to leave an item on purpose because of how they did this. Okay, instead of going up, Yeah, that's right. Okay, instead of going up, go left. And we will collect... is this the final one? Yeah, we now have the big bead of blue wax, so pretty much does what we've been seeing the whole time. It just gives you more fervor. Equip Taranto to my sister, so that we can get rid of that Child of Moonlight at the top. I actually think that might be the only way to get that one. I'm not 100% sure, but it might be the only way. Kneecap of Sebastian, the Puppeteer. Ooh, I got both, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time to execute the other one. Oh, I almost had it. He was in the animation stance, but it didn't go through. Okay, so we got the Kneecap, let's read it, of Sebastian, the Puppeteer. Sebastian Woja lived surrounded by puppets. To him, they were his family. His cries marked the night. He disappeared into the flames of his theatre, exclaiming, "I forbid you to move." Okay, okay. Now, we open the shortcut, and we're going to use the teleporter above us to go back to Albero. Because if you remember, duck, slide. Okay, did it without getting hit, nice. If you remember, we picked up the sooty garlic, and we need to use that, we need to give that to Tirso. I think this might be the last one, I can't quite remember. Yes. Oh. That's very weird. Okay. Don't worry, we should be fine. And just something that I wrote down is like confusing me, but I think we should be fine. Alright, let's talk to Tirso here. Do you want to give sooty garlic? Yes.
Merciful be, Penitent One. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
Okay, fantastic. And for doing that, we receive 10,000 Tears of Atonement, which is excellent. We've also picked up a lot of bones along the way, so let's go ahead and hand these in. This is looking pretty well, actually, pretty good. I think I will have, if I don't have enough, I'll be just shy of the amount that I need. So let's see. I don't know if we've come here when this guy's been covered in sand, but he is now after a certain point. I think the way it works is like once you get a certain amount of, where is it? How many have I got? 8, 16, 24, 29. Once you get a certain amount of bones, he just gets covered in sand for whatever reason. So let's talk to him, give him the bones, and see what we get. That was quite a few. 1,500. Oh, I even got more. Fantastic. Good. I'm happy about that.
Thank you for your help, O virtuous Penitent One. Bring the bones before me, and we will uncover the truth that they keep silent.
Okay, cool. Alright, so now, as I said earlier, we needed 22,999 Tears of Atonement to get what we need, and we have just enough. Now let me check the Mea Culpa altar. Okay, good. And we don't have to learn any new abilities just yet, so fantastic. The other thing that I want to do, though, if I teleport back... I guess there is the pre-do. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I don't think I need to worry about healing. We're going to go to... I've already forgot. Was it Mercy Dreams? Yeah, Mercy Dreams. Go to Mercy Dreams. Oh yeah, and especially because I didn't use the pre-do, so the enemies won't be respawned. And then, on the way back... Let me have a look. Yeah, okay. So, we're gonna climb up. And this part's really weird. So, there's an item there, but for some reason, that item is DLC. At least I'm pretty sure it is. Hang on a sec. Let me just make sure that I'm doing this right. Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry that took so long. So we do that, we collect the next oil of the pilgrims. This is number 5 of 6. More fervor for us. Go this way, smash this. We also finished Library of the Negated Words last time. And I should be very careful because I'm going to get killed if I go up there. But I actually figured out, finally, I'm surprised I didn't notice it until I think I read it or someone pointed it out to me. The way that those... Hang on a sec. Damn it. the way that those apparitions work, like those ghosts that sort of become contactable, if that makes sense, like the way when they hit you with contact, it's or contact damage rather, is because you step on the books. We will go back to the Library of Negated Words eventually, so I'll show you what I mean exactly, but that's why. Okay, let's go back through here. So watch his attack now. Okay, I managed to 2, 3, 4. No, okay, he got me with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, good. Phew. Alright, still taking a lot of damage here, and it's kind of dangerous, but we should be okay. Oh gosh, I may die here again. I need Loquiana. Nice, okay. Die. 1, 2, 3. Stay back. Die. Okay, I got absolutely caned by that trap, but at least it was enough to get back here. Fantastic. Alright, back into the shop. Let's go. Alright, does she say anything different?
Let us be captives of the miracle, Penitent One.
No. Alright, let's read these items.
Is a precious treasure to me. Its value goes far beyond what I ask for it. And may I don mourning black if I'm trying to deceive you?
Wicker knot. Bead braided in a spiral motion, covered with a light coat of varnish that has protected it from the wear and tear of the years. A mother's hands worked these strands and blessed them. Their influence provides protection from toxic damage. Okay, well, we need all of them. It's not really that useful, but we'll purchase it for 4,000.
Handing this over is not something that delights me. So its price is as high as its value to me. And may the bells toll for me if I ever deceive you.
Okay, another empty bile vessel. We've seen this a million times. Get it for 9,000. And then finally, the most important one.
Feast your eyes on the envy of every merchant. The finest treasure to ever find its way into my hands. And may my heart stop beating if I'm being dishonest.
The Key of the Inquisitor. Master key forged from steel. The heat of the sword carried by the Great Inquisitor announced his arrival, even through the coldest walls. I was like, what? That sentence didn't finish. Okay, cool. Oh, and we got the trophy flea market. That is for buying all the items in the Candelaria shops. So I think there's only 2, so as in 2 shops, so and it's 3 items each. 6 items total. Alright, let's read these. So we read that. Luz Divina rose weakly from her chair and under the attentive gaze of all present, and, addressing the Inquisitors, said, "The apparitions are a truth granted to my eyes by our Lord. For what other reasons could there be behind this miraculous talent? My sin has been overlooking the merit of such a valuable gift." The Inquisitor sitting in the center of the room answered, "What gesture could then be more pious than using your grace in benefit of the Church, holy and wise?" Then he got up from his throne and, hoisting a lustrous silver tray bearing precious ornaments, said, "May your fortunate eyes rest here henceforth, and a windowless chapel be their dwelling, for this is the word of our Holy Mother Church." Okay, I don't know what that means in the slightest. Oh wait, we have another one to read, the wicker knot. When she was to be taken to the campfire, the Inquisitors took the baby from her arms, and she screamed, begging for the child to not see her burn. The boy, who stared at her from afar, drenched in tears, was blindfolded. The blindfold was immediately moistened. The bonfire was surrounded by people, there to see the execution. They screamed, calling her a witch and heretic. When the flames started licking the pile of firewood, she asked the kind soul to build a wicker figure in her image and size, and to place the child in its arms so the baby would not miss her. And so they did. And when the figure was built, they placed the bawling child in its arms, and the orphan immediately stopped crying. The miracle was merciful once again. Alright, now that one, I do know what that's about. and that is coming up. So I'll let the game speak for itself on that one. I think what I did wrong is I probably should have, instead of entering this room, I should have gone here, bought the items, and then gone this way. And I did write that down, but for whatever reason I did it the other way. Okay. Hop. Can probably duck that one. It's crazy. There's obviously like a quicker way to do this by using the platforms at the bottom. Oh, now. Okay, now we'll go back this way. That item's not that difficult to get. It's also, like I said, it's a DLC item. It's one of the ones that I've neglected to pick up to this point. We will almost certainly be picking it up in the next playthrough, so don't worry too much. Actually, if you're doing the playthrough exactly as I'm doing it, it's not worth picking up at all, because it won't be useful for us. Okay, so let's go. So we're gonna do this area one more time. Obviously, we're also like fighting. Oh, damn it! That's annoying to miss out on that execution. We're fighting these enemies a few times, and to be honest, it's actually good because we can get more executions, and more executions means more tears. And more tears means less farming later. Man, I hate fighting this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Okay. I always miss by 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got it. So now we're gonna hop over here, hop over here. Okay, more of this. I want to get the attention of that painting. Wait. Wait. Sped up a little bit. Now. Please let me get this. Okay. Hop. I was like trying to think of something. I was like, what am I thinking of in my head? And I remembered, well, at least I think I remembered correctly. There's a, isn't there like a video of like a, hang on a sec. Let me switch to the drop of coagulated ink and try and take this guy out with Lorquiana. Okay. Isn't there a video of like, yeah, nice, that was much easier. Whatever. It's one of the Dark Souls, probably the first Dark Souls, and a guy's wearing like the, I can't remember which hat it is, but it's similar to the crown of thorns type of thing that I'm wearing. Oh, this is a problem. Wait. Okay, we got it, nice. And he's like climbing a ladder, and oh damn it! And as he's doing that, the hat is like hitting the ladder. And it's going tung 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 tung. Makes me laugh. That's kind of like how I was thinking about it as those things were swinging. All right, we got the Prey-Do. The moon is out tonight with a long-tailed gown, and a bull stares at her between the rock rows and the shadows. Okay, I sort of know what that refers to because of this. There's a bull, and you can see the sort of cherubs similar to those that we've been collecting throughout the game. If we press triangle here, we can get a sort of cutscene.
You have found some of my brothers. Though, I still ask you to find the rest of them. Please, keep this canvas made from the gold of our faces, and my brothers will guide you. Penitent One, in finding these holy brethren of mine, you have completed the vision of my birth, which was painted on a sleeping canvas. My name being Hothinero, I was born of the moon and of the torment of a brave bull, and of myself by the grace of high wills, my holy brethren.
Alright, well, I definitely didn't expect that. Yeah, that is Hosanero, I think he pronounced his name. And I have absolutely no idea how it works. There's a bull, there's sort of versions of him, and then when you enter the painting, he has just been like essentially born from the bull, and the bull has like split apart. It said he was born of the bull and the moon and himself, and then he also said that the gold in his face was what was used to craft the border of this painting. So yeah, try and make sense of that one. But for doing that, we actually get a pretty good relic called the Linen of Golden Thread, product of a spinning wheel that only turned on full moon nights. This thin thread was plaited to immortalize its progeny. Bestowed as a gift by the firstborn, it allows the Penitent One to descend into bottomless abysses. Members of the Mother came and took the painting away as soon as I told them it was finished. They didn't say a word. They just covered it up and carried it away. I have been painting for the Mother all my life, recreating moments of the lives of the saints. But for this last canvas, it was as if they didn't want anyone laying eyes on it. They did not even let me, its creator, see it on display. If they ever came to display it, it was the last commission they requested from me. Okay. Yeah, it says that it allows the Penitent One to descend into bottomless abysses. We will be using this, and you'll see how it works when we use it. Essentially, it eliminates fall damage, but it works a little differently than that as well. Alright, now I'm proud to say that I figured this one out on my own. It's a bit of it's a secret in the game. If you go over to this wall and you attack, nothing happens. However, if you duck an attack, you reveal a secret passage. If we slide on through, we enter a wall that is a reference to many indie games. And I'm ashamed to say that the only two that I recognize are Shovel Knight, right here, and I'm pretty confident this is the game known as Rime. I think it's capital R, little I, M-E. This one almost looks like Oxenfree, but I don't think it is. I have absolutely no idea what this is. I have absolutely no idea what the one at the top is. That one at the above me, or at the very top with the yellow Templar kind of character, almost looks like Jump King, but I'm pretty sure it's not. And I also have no idea what the one with the hamburger and fruit and ewer, to use the fancy term, is. So yeah, nice little nod from the Game Kitchen to a bunch of other indie games. So feel free to mention which ones you think you know, and yeah, post it in the comments. Thank you very much. Let's continue. We will come back to Hosanero, hard name to pronounce. I always want to say Josanero, but yeah, Hosanero, I think is how I pronounce it. We'll come back to him in the future. For now, we are actually moving on, if you can believe it, to the next boss. However, because I've used a lot of Lorquiana, I have a bit of a problem. I don't have enough fervor to do what I need to do, so we're going to quickly farm some up, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. We're going to use the painted, no, not the painted wood bead, the hollow pearl. So let's get rid of the dodging distance, and we'll put the hollow pearl on. Drop down. Now we need to destroy. Yeah, we need to destroy items, so something like that. This is a good one to use to. I don't really need. Well, it would be nice to have two. Did he hit me? He must have hit me. That's good. It would be nice to have two. Actually, let's go back. 2 fervor bars, but I don't know if it's too much to farm. Ow. Oh my goodness. Gotcha. Shouldn't be too much farm. If I basically do what I just did again, should be okay. You notice another thing is that because I entered this room, I'm pretty sure this is, if it's not this exact one, oh crap, how am I going to get past you? 1, 2, 3, 1, slide. Because I entered that room from the right, that tough big enemy was not there. Oh gosh. If you enter it from the left, he will be there. Okay, good. Heal up again. Normally, you know, I wouldn't do this, but for this particular instance, it's a really good idea. Careful. Nice. Okay, got it. And I think destroying that vase will get me there. Or both of them. Okay, cool. Alright, fantastic. Let's equip whatever I had on. I'll probably change this again. Did I write down which ones I wanted to equip? I cannot remember. I will have a look in a moment now. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Every time I do that and he walks forward, there's no way to avoid the contact damage. Okay, cool. Also, for that relic that we got in one of the previous episodes, I don't know if it was the previous one or the one before that, the thorn symbol that says prevents contact damage. According to a lot of people, I couldn't really see a difference, but apparently there's a minor one. It's worded poorly, so it says, you know, protects its wearer from damage through contact, which makes it seem like it prevents all damage through contact, but that's not true. It supposedly reduces the amount of damage that you take. Like I said, I didn't really notice it, but that's apparently how it works. Okay, so let's see. What do we want? We don't want the uvula. We would probably like a little bit more defense in regards to magical nature attacks. And we definitely want the drop of coagulated ink. I don't think I actually need the speed boost from the wheel at the moment. The wicker knot actually can be useful in this fight, but I don't think it's important. I don't think it's that important. So yeah, we're going to be using the Zarabanda of the Safe Haven. This strategy is like fairly risky, but when it works really, really well. And if you don't do it this way, it makes the fight a lot more difficult. So I would recommend doing it this way. Just give me a sec to read, make sure that I've got everything. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty confident I'll be able to get this. Alright, here we go. Alright, Exposito, Scion of Abjuration. And in case you can't tell, that's the baby that they were talking about. It's been blindfolded and it's been carried by a wicker mother. What you need to do is use Zarabanda here and hit these 2 hitboxes. As he approaches, try and avoid... try and not stand directly in front of him, especially if you're vulnerable, because he will grab you and literally split you in 2, and it'll be an instant death. Okay, Zarabanda again. This kind of a problem. Okay, slide. Done. Blind Innocence. Alright, and that's the boss. Requiem Aeternum. And I believe this fire fades away after a few seconds. Or at least it looked like it was going to. Oh no. Okay. It didn't, it just looks like it's going to. Alright, exit to the right. That was a boss. And now we reach another section of the Library of the Negated Words. In order to start here, what we need to do is pull the lever. Wait for the elevator to come down. We want to make sure that we have TGT, 3 gnarled tongues active, and the rest are okay. You could activate the Linen of Gold Thread if you want, just to be safe, because if you were to fall down right now, you would fall into a sort of a new area, and it's, I guess in a sense, it's better than dying. Okay. Ah, crap, that's bad. Let's try this again. Come on. The timing on that one is a little tricky. Wait. There we go, much better. Alright, I also remembered I should probably change this back. Uvula and Muted Bell to the the Young Mason's Wheel. Okay, and then jump on the elevator and go all the way to the top. Okay, we're going to head left first. And we find the next Mea Culpa altar. Excellent. So, annoyingly, I am just shy of being able to buy both of these. The Azure Cyclone and the Sacred Onslaught. I need 20,000 and I have 16. So, I think I would purchase the Sacred Onslaught first, and then we'll try and make up another 4,000 tiers to purchase the Azure Cyclone, which is a really good ability. Instead, let's head over to the right. And we see a figure holding something, and as we approach, he vanishes, it drops, and we pick up the Embossed Mask of Crescente. So let's read that. Artifact found in the hands of a dead archdeacon in a dusty library. Confessions from Crescente. The ravages of time had taken their toll on the mind of the one I respected like a father. He has allowed himself to be carried away by the superstition and fallacies of the village, searching for the impossible with his clouded eyes among the altars of the mother. And Dolphos betrays the trust of his most illustrious, taking refuge in the cold peace with his host of servants, wearing his introspection as an excuse to hide his laziness and lack of faith. Only I, the only one capable of ascending to the marble halls with an adequate response, remain. The forbidden volumes of these endless shelves will not resist the zeal of my searching much longer. Okay, so it sounds like whoever this is, Crescente, was in the Library of the Negated Words, and then Dolphos we know is the same name as this one here, Silvered Lung of Dolphos. So this is his lung. Can't remember where we found this. Hopefully we found it in the Graveyard of the Peaks or in the Covenant, because that's what it was saying. Confessions from Dolphos, Part 3. What's the use of gowns? What good is the gold from rings? Only the purity of silver that once was embellished possesses the graces of miracle. Silver should not be seen, it should not be worn on the outside of the body, but on the inside. Let it embellish the flesh, let it adorn the skin. Okay, so maybe it almost sounds like with this one, they're saying, like, Crescente is a believer in the miracle and basically everything that's happening, but Dolphos, and in line with that is the importance of gold, but Dolphos actually believes that silver is the more important of the two sort of metals, or, depictions and that kind of thing. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Anyway, we get that. That's a quest item that we'll need in the future.
I see everything from the highest point of the tried tree in which the miracle has reincarnated me.
Alright, and in this room we find the final bead of red wax with the candle, and we can also open a shortcut here back to the Library of the Negated Words. Now, I'm actually going to do something a little out of order. I normally wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it because I'm a little concerned about something that I wrote down earlier, and since this is right here, I think it makes sense to do it right now. Take this, well, maybe don't do it just yet. Let me see what happens. If I go to Albero, after defeating that boss, and because we handed in the sooty garlic before defeating it, we should be able to get a trophy here.
Time outside these walls passes by strangely. In sundowns we need not contemplate. But if your penance happens to carry you under set skies, be so kind as to bring us some ingredients for our ointments. Sorrowful be the heart, Penitent One full of clemency.
Okay. I hope I haven't screwed anything up. I'll need to look further into the guide to make sure that I did everything. I'm pretty confident I've done everything. Maybe there's just one more. What I'm referring to, I'll tell you right now. Here we go. What I'm referring to is, I wrote before that after we defeat the next boss, which is the one that we just did, we should be able to get the Mediterranean diet trophy, I think that's what it's called. And I was like, but hang on, I don't remember getting that when I was practicing, like just before, or even a couple days ago, whatever. So I was a bit confused, and now I'm a little bit more confused, but it's okay. I will figure it out. I'm pretty confident that I've gotten everything, like I've done everything correctly. I probably need one more, and I've just forgotten about it. Alright, Linen of Gold Thread. Whee! And thank goodness you don't take damage from that swinging thing as you fall. We find the nasal bone of Charles the Artist. The beauty of his work sparked a strong debate within the church. It was commanded that no representation could be more beautiful than life itself. Dryden's collection was confiscated, and he was forgotten. Okay, let's jump. Let's make sure that we have our Shroud of Dreamt Sins equipped. Banished to oblivion and prey to these walls are some of the most valuable forbidden works of art. Yeah, as we've been going through the sleeping canvases, notice that there's a bunch of art everywhere, so that makes sense. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide duck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this should kill it. There we go. Open the shortcut. I'm so glad that I managed to get through that without dying. And this just takes us back to the room just before the boss. And in an effort to not die again, I'm gonna actually go quickly to the prie-dieu. Hop. Hop. Jump. Climb up here. With platformers, you generally want to take your time and kind of analyze the situation as best as you can. Makes it easy to get past. But sometimes it just screws you for no reason. Okay, cool. More executions, please, and more fervor regain, and so on and so forth. Oops. Okay, hop. Hop. Get his attention. Slide. Should be just far enough to not get hit, and now. Okay, I got hit by him, but that's okay. Completely forgot where I'm supposed to be going. I think I'm supposed to go... Wait, hang on. Have I missed something? No. We are in exactly the right room. Alright, we passed this one earlier. So let's just do that to get his attention. Hop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotcha. Alright, so we came here before, but we ignored the room to the right because we didn't have what we needed. Now we do. If you walk in here, you see a blue candle, you see a red candle, and you see a hand with a gash through it. So I'm happy to say that I figured this one out. I don't think it's too difficult, but yeah. If you unequip 2 relics and equip the blue and red big bead of red wax, then actually almost look like they move for a second there, and then hold circle to sacrifice some of your health, a door will open. And you will gain access to another Mea Culpa heart. This one is known as the Molten Heart of Boiling Blood. Alright, let's read that. Sword core, dry and slightly porous to the touch. It causes Mea Culpa to throb thirstily after every kill, transferring life force to its wearer, but reducing the amount of health recovered by bile vessels. Okay, so the thing with this one is after every kill. So whenever you kill an enemy, you gain health back, but you reduce the amount of health that your bile vessels give you back. Because we're obviously trying to we're definitely not using bile vessels in boss fights. It's not the most important thing in the world, but you can use it if you want. Just make sure you don't use bile vessels in boss fights. I keep forgetting to reiterate that point. Okay. Now we got to go all the way back to the Mother of Mothers, which was, I'll just show you, it was here. So we could basically use the teleporter. Alright, so let's do that. Let's go over here, and we'll head all the way left. Oops. Oh gosh, there's a problem. Come on, come on. Now. Nice. Keep gathering up those tears. Oh yeah, and we're still about 2,000, I think it is, away from being able to get the other Mea Culpa ability, Azure Cyclone. But we're gaining a lot, so that's good. Chop. Another pre-do. You almost always want to use pre-dos to get your health back. Chop, chop. Especially if you're going into a different area. If you're retracing your steps and you don't want to waste time killing more enemies, then yeah, but you'll probably have to kill a few more enemies later, but it's okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, slide here, slide. What the? Once again, I looked away at that exact moment. But it felt like he got stuck on something. It's funny, doing the execution on these guys is nowhere near as valuable as it used to be, but it's good practice. Okay, chop. Excellent. Alright, now I believe it's this one, yep. So we're going to head to the Library of Negated Words, which is this one, and that'll put us near the Mother of Mothers. How long have we got left? 18 minutes. Okay, we can make a decent amount of headway into Mother of Mothers. It's a fairly difficult... Okay, so here's the proof. So you can see the apparitions are faded. If you jump in the spots where the books are not, they will not appear. Now here, you pretty much can't do much about it. You have to, so I'm going to hop, slide, and then climb up. So yeah, can't do much about that one there, but that's apparently what causes them, well, not apparently, but definitely is what causes them to appear. But it's good to finally know that, and it took me playing this game for like 30 hours to figure that out. Alright, let's, actually before we begin, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Before we begin, let's go over here to the left. We'll go back to the knot of the 3 words. We'll use the pre-do, so that way we can just start from here if something goes awry. Alright, over to the right we go. You can see how much faster we move with the young mason's wheel. It's, sorry about my chair again. It's, yeah, much better to move with that. Okay, now, for this guy, as soon as he approaches you, just press, like, wait half a second and press R1. Now. And then, oop, now. Damn it. Now. Okay, got it. So if you get that, fantastic, because you'll make a bunch of tears, and if you don't get it, you'll take a bunch of damage. Okay. With these guys, just make sure you... I'm surprised I didn't kill the other one. Make sure you wait until he actually is about to attack you, or is in the middle of an attack like that. Yeah, you'll notice, I think I pointed it out before, but you'll notice that I did hit him with a full-blown Holy Wrath or Sinful Wrath, whatever it is, and then I was still able to hit him with another one. Yeah, and that's how it goes. Alright, excellent. We have almost made up our tears. However, I want to change to the Painted Wood Bead, or should I change to... You know what? No, I won't change to the Painted Wood Bead. I'll change to Saita Dolorosa. I've still got the Heart of the Virtuous Pain on, I think it's called. No, Heart of the Holy Purge, sorry. Okay, so this guy, perfect opportunity. Smack, 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 smack. I'm just going to hit him as often as I can. Okay. Now I've got to make sure, that was probably not the best because that was only like one dude, but that's alright. I just got to make sure where I'm going. Yeah, okay, climb up the ladder. Because this place can get a little confusing. Destroy these. Alright, here's a new enemy. He's fairly simple to do an execution on. You basically have to charge. You have to like time your. Hang on. Let's do it like this. You have to wait until he's sort of walking towards you, then R2 square, and then yeah, you can get him like that. Come on, come on. Nice. Okay, just enough time to execute both of them. And then I think we go... Sorry, give me a sec. Okay, this is actually okay. So we go over here, go to this wall, slash, walk in here, and we will find a much needed blood fountain. We can refill our empty biliary vessel for 2,250, also get max health back. We do lose our tears, and we were, trying to make up 11,000. Yeah, sometimes that will happen, where you'll perform the execution, and for some reason, it won't function the way it normally does. I don't know what causes that, but yeah, I don't know how I survived that also. You want to stay right up to the edge on that platform before with those two guys, because you don't want to be fighting both of them at the same time. Alright, we find the Consecrated Amethyst, another rosary bead. A gem that gives off an intense aroma of incense. In the Mother of Mothers, the ornate incense burners were filled with precious gems and beads, consecrating them with their vapors. This amethyst comes from the greatest of them all, and its blessing gives the wearer great protection against magical attacks. Cool, so more magic defense. And it says, take all the jewels, all the precious stones, all the gold from those chests to consecrate him. For today, we will clothe the saint and raise his body to the highest. Alright, that one I actually know what's about. That will also come up probably in the next episode. Okay. Just give me a second here, just trying to make sure that I'm in the right place here. So let's hop down here. Hop down here. Is there a... Yeah. I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to open up this shortcut here, so that way I don't have to go all the way around if something does happen. Now where do I go? It was... Yeah, so that's where I dropped from. Okay, in the middle of the room, so we're going to go to the right here. No, it's one more down actually. Yep. We're going to go here, slide, wait. Now this one, you can't... you might be able to make this jump with the Young Mason's wheel. It's hard to say, but regardless, the way you're supposed to do it is like this. Make sure to pay attention whether the incense burner is in the foreground or the background. We find the trapezoid of Jaeger, the jeweler. Unjustly sentenced to the stake by order of Ashcan the Inquisitor, Tyrant Jaeger's family became ashes. Blinded by revenge, he forged a ring with their remains, a ring that is now believed to be cursed. Okay. There we go. Even with the Young Mason's wheel, that jump is really tight. Alright, I think I'm supposed to go west here. Yes, okay. So let's go over here. Our health is good. Yeah, I managed to defeat him in one. That happened actually during practice, but it was a bit different. I slid, you notice how like that time I did exactly the same thing and got different results. For some reason, the first hit that I did actually hit him twice, and it was enough to take him out. And then, so he had like 2 hitboxes, but then for whatever reason the others didn't. So I'm not really sure why that is. I'm just going to be careful here because if that, yeah, okay. Sometimes like you think, okay, well if he's running away from you, then maybe that second hitbox will activate because he's moving away. So he's going to get hit by the first attack and then hit by a secondary one. But no, that doesn't seem to be the case either. Okay. Pull this down to create another shortcut. I didn't do it this way before, but I'm going to do it this way. Hang on. What did you say again? You said some... Actually, no, I am going to do it the same way. I'm going to ignore that corpse for now, because I think what that corpse says is more relevant later on when we learn about something else. So I think it's okay to do it like that. Instead, we want to pull that lever, and we want to go all the way up here. Left, and go into here. Okay, so we've got you to deal with, but I think there's another one of those more difficult ones coming up, so figure this out in a sec. Good. Yeah, if you just go for him when you're close enough and he hasn't seen you, by the time you get there, he'll react and then it'll cause the execution. As I said earlier, and I'll just reiterate, if you can manage to attack them in the middle of their attack, you should get the execution. Oh, this is bad. Come on, slide again. Yes, good. Slide. Thank you for moving quicker. Alright. Yeah, and then for some reason that happens as well. He gets like stuck. Let's see if I can get this. Now. Yay! Alright, and as you can see, our Tears of Atonement are going higher. Now there is one sort of minor regret I have. I was practicing and I eventually will come across another... Am I supposed to go this way? Yeah. If I wanted to, I could... I don't think I'm going the right way. Hang on a sec. let me just read. No, this is correct, sorry. Yeah, if I wanted to, I could actually go to an area of the game that would give me an item that increases the amount of tears that I get. It's a prayer, and it would be useful against these rooms because they're straightforward and you can defeat like 4 or 5 enemies in a row with it equipped. But like I said, it's not super urgent, but it is there. Am I supposed to go? Wait, I need to check. No, this is not right. Hang on. What's happened here? Something has happened and I don't know what. Sorry, just give me 1 sec to work out. Okay, I don't know why I've gone this way. Let me climb up and see if I can figure this out. I'm gonna try and avoid killing enemies for now. Just want to see like what's happened. I think No, that's definitely not right. Is it here? No, this is the... Damn it. What is going on? How the hell did I get mixed up here? Because there's no other room to the right. The only other thing I can think of... I mean, to the left, sorry. There's no other room to the left. Let me go back, because evidently I've missed something. I think I was meant to take the ladder in the middle of this room. There was a ladder in the middle of this room, wasn't there? No? Alright, it must be the ladder in the middle of... here. No, not here either. What is going on? It's definitely not that room, because that's just a repeat. Is there a ladder here? Doesn't look like it. I don't know what I have... I literally just practiced this and everything worked swimmingly. Ow, I gotta stop getting hit there. It must be this, but I don't know why it's written... Apologies for this, usually I don't get this mixed up. Let's see here. Yeah, this is what I should have done. Why the hell did I not write that down? What? I don't know what happened. I don't know where I was supposed to go. This is actually after what I was supposed to... Okay, you know what? Hang on a sec. I know we haven't got... Oh, crap. I know we haven't got much time left. Okay, this is kind of annoying. But I'm gonna take a quick pause break and just navigate these rooms and figure out what the hell has happened, because I don't want to do this out of order. I'd like to have it work out. Okay, just defeat these guys. Like, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but yeah. Okay, hang on. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. It turns out that I had nothing to worry about. I did everything correctly. I basically just got a little bit confused because we're about to run into an NPC, and when I read the name of the NPC, I thought it was a different name. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I used Seta Dolorosa, but I won't be able to get health back for doing that. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's just go to the right. Yeah. We should be safe here. Okay, so head over here to the right, and once again, we find Redento. Let's talk to him.
My sins. Is a long journey filled with reflection not enough? What of the calluses on the feet, the cramps in the legs, the thirst, the forehead scorched by a sun that seemeth never to set? And what about the torturing of the mind when guilt pierceth our hearts time after time? What more punishment do ye want, O sins of mine?
Alright, does it say anything else?
Thou art before the first pilgrim, the first of the barefoot rule, master of all errant sinners. This old limestone statue was erected where the pilgrimage of the master ended, where he took his last step. It was then that the miracle carried him in its arms so he could continue his path on the road of the old processions.
Okay, does it say anything else?
Barefoot master, what else dost thou want from me?
Okay, so it seems like Redento has come all this way, and he hasn't found like the salvation that he wants, the absolution, and so now he's crying and whimpering and essentially saying like, why hast thou forsaken me? All right, what we can do here, it's fairly obvious. We just need to remove a relic and place all the toes made of limestone, the big toe, the fourth toe, and the little toe, and this will shake and it'll move out of the way, revealing a secret passage. And also if you look here, it's hard to tell, but these three icons, they actually kind of look like toes. So yeah, there's another hint, and obviously he's the first barefoot pilgrim. Redento is literally following in his footsteps, pun intended. Alright, let's go through here and we find another relic, because relics are always in these cases. The nail uprooted from dirt. I just realized the case that the relic is in kind of looks like the relic itself almost, like there's sort of an element of it. This squarish nature with the, I don't know how you would say it, pagoda-like top. Alright, nail uprooted from dirt. Incorrupt remains of the great pilgrim, founder of the order and comfort to his followers. His feet never stopped, always taking him forward in his mysterious wandering through Custodia. The bearer of this relic receives his determination and walks effortlessly through swamps and muddy marshlands. So yeah, this lets us move more easily through those biomes and stuff that we were stuck in throughout the game. And that fingernail was the one that Martyr Nicanor ripped from himself when he was buried alive between spasms of pain after a cruel torture in front of his followers, who cried in silence. The fingernail, barely visible among the removed dirt, was picked up by the last follower, who was lamenting such a horrid event when all the others left, and whose name is unknown. He wrapped it using a piece of cloth torn from his own clothes, and that same night he went to the church, whose congregation was the same one that had denounced Nicanor as a heretic, hid the fingernail among its inner bricks, and left. Oof, man, it's really nasty to read those ones. It gets me a little squeamish.
Oh, sins of mine.
Okay, so Redento is gone, and what we need to do right now, we need to leave this area. We're pretty much at the end of the episode, but we'll do this. Leave this room, enter the room, and then enter the cave. And you see we get a trophy, Ultreia et Suseia. And Redento is completely dead, and on his corpse we find a knot of rosary rope. Yeah, he's been, I don't know how he's killed himself, but he's been pretty badly wounded. I'm trying to work out, like, okay, so that's his head. And that's his feet there. Maybe these broken pieces here are like the rosary that's broken, but they're very large, like they're notable. Yeah, I'm not sure how he's died there. And we literally just left and came back. I should have pressed the PlayStation button on that trophy to read specifically what it says. Alright, now the downside is that I don't think there's a pre-do, and I should have probably mentioned this earlier. There doesn't seem to be a pre-do for a while. Oh god, we still have to go through that. No! Let me see. Yeah, the pre-do. Alright, well, we'll move over all the way to the left and I'll continue from here next time. The last thing to mention is that Nail Uprooted from the Dirt is the last relic that we need to actually collect basically everything in the game. So we could do that right now, but we're not going to. We're just going to keep going for a little bit, and then we'll go do like a bit of a cleanup. So don't worry too much. For now though, I want to thank you for watching episode 7 of Let's Platinum Blasphemous. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.